Hey everybody. Recently, a new member, John, asked a question about firearms. And the question was, what to do when you're legally in possession of a firearm and encounter law enforcement. And that's a great question. It has a lot to do with gun owner safety, as well as what are your rights when it comes to carrying a firearm. And many people in Massachusetts, they have guns and they own them lawfully. They have licenses to do so, which is a requirement in Massachusetts. And with that license, they can carry the gun almost any place. They can carry it with very few exceptions, such as you can't bring a gun, even with a license, onto school grounds or to courthouses or things like that. But other than that, most people who are licensed are able to carry your gun any place you would normally go. It doesn't have to be visible. It can be concealed as long as you have the proper license to do so. But what happens when you're out and about, you have your gun, and you get stopped by the police? Now, this might happen when you're driving. Maybe you pulled over for a traffic violation or something like that. Maybe they encounter you on the street. Maybe they want to talk to you about something. And the most important thing in that situation to do is just to make sure that everybody feels safe. Now, police officers are out there every day trying to protect the public, trying to do what they have to do, but they also are putting their lives at risk. They're on edge sometimes that someone might harm them or hurt them. So, for instance, if you get pulled over for a traffic violation, this has happened to me, and you have a gun on you, the most important thing to do is when you get pulled over, get your license registration, have it ready for the officer, and then put your hands on the steering wheel. Hold on to that steering wheel, and then when the officer comes to the door, so they can, now that your hands on the steering wheel, they can see you, they can see where your hands are, and you tell them, "Officer, I just wanted to let you know, I have a license to carry firearms, and I have a gun on my hip or in the glove box, or in this, or or wherever it is that it's reachable to you." That way, you're letting the officer know, you're showing him your hands, you're giving him a sign of respect. Quite frankly, you're letting him know that you have a gun on you, that you're not a threat to him, and that's going to put everybody at ease and diffuse the situation right away. It's going to make sure that the officer understands that you have a gun. Sometimes they may ask to see it, and that's okay. Just show them where it's at, and then you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to make sure everyone feels safe. Now, this isn't a legal requirement. It's just something to do in order to make sure everyone feels safe, that everyone walks away from this encounter without any problems. And quite frankly, the time that I did it and I got pulled over for that traffic violation, the officer was so happy that I did that, that I respected him and showed him that he actually let me go without the ticket. I was doing, I think, 90 and a 65, and I should have got a pretty big ticket. And he actually let me go as a result, because I showed him the proper respect. I respected his safety as well as my own, and he really appreciated that, and he said so. He said, "I'm going to let you go, take off, have a nice day." So that can happen. Now, that's going to be the same thing if you're on the street and you're approached by an officer and you legally possessing a firearm. It's not a bad idea to say, "Hey, officers, I want to let you know, I do have a gun, I do have a license." He may ask to see the license, he may ask to see the gun, and like I said, that's okay. But the idea is just to make sure that everybody feels safe in that situation. So that one's less of a legal question in many cases, and more of just one about gun owner safety and what you should do in such a circumstance. But I do think it's a great question. It's something to come up with for a lot of people. Myself, like I said, I've been a gun owner and a licensed gun owner in Massachusetts for 28 years. I think it's a great question, and hopefully that answers it for you, John. If you have any other questions about this or anything else, please feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, or leave me a comment below the video.